Hello everyone, today we will explore 10 ways to keep young children safe when they are home alone. It's a topic that's close to my heart, ensuring our little ones are safe and sound, even when we can't be there with them. We're going to cover practical tips, easy to follow advice, and address some common concerns that parents and caregivers like yourselves often have. So let's dive right in and create a safe and secure environment for our children. First and foremost, we need to make sure that our homes are Fort Knox. Now, I'm not saying go overboard with security measures, but ensuring all windows and doors are securely locked is paramount. Children, being naturally curious, might not always remember to lock up after themselves. So, establish a routine. Every time they leave a room, the door is shut and locked. When leaving the house, double check. Now about those keys. It's not enough to just hand them a set and say, don't lose them. Teach them how to use keys properly, how to insert them, turn them, and most importantly, where to keep them safe. A designated spot, out of sight and away from prying eyes, is essential. Remember, a chain lock isn't just for nighttime. If your child is home alone, they should have that extra layer of security engaged. Finally, if you have a security system, now's the time to go over it with your child. They need to know how to arm and disarm it, as well as understand any panic buttons or emergency features. Practice makes perfect, so go through the routine with them until they're confident. Remember that saying, out of sight, out of mind? Well, it's particularly relevant when it comes to keeping young children safe at home. We're talking about potential hazards, those seemingly innocent items that can turn dangerous in a flash. Sharp objects like knives, scissors, and tools need to be kept well out of reach, preferably in locked drawers or high cabinets. Medications, both over-the-counter and prescription, can be incredibly dangerous if ingested by a child. Secure these in a locked medicine cabinet. The same goes for cleaning supplies, detergents, and anything toxic. These items should be stored separately from food items, and ideally in a locked cupboard. Now let's talk about those curious little hands drawn to anything that plugs in. Electrical appliances and devices with charging cords should be unplugged when not in use and kept out of reach. Cords can pose a strangulation risk, and little ones exploring outlets with their fingers is a recipe for disaster. Let's face it, in today's world, children are practically tech-savvy from the moment they can grasp a smartphone. While technology can be educational and entertaining, it's crucial to establish ground rules for safe use when they're home alone. First and foremost, electronic devices and toys should be kept away from water sources. That means no tablets perched precariously on bathroom sinks or video games near bathtubs. Speaking of water, it's also a good idea to keep electronics away from the kitchen sink. Accidents happen, and a spilled glass of water could spell disaster for a phone or laptop. Teach children to use electronic devices in well-lit areas to protect their eyesight. And finally, let's talk about internet safety. It's a whole other ballgame. But when children are home alone, it's essential to reiterate the importance of not sharing personal information online, talking to strangers, or visiting inappropriate websites. Parental controls and open communication are key. Teaching your child how and when to call for help is crucial. Start by teaching them their full name, address, and phone number. Rehearse this information regularly until they can recite it without hesitation. Next, introduce them to the emergency number 911. Explain that this number connects them to help in any emergency: fire, police, or medical. Role-play different scenarios, like a fire in the kitchen or a stranger at the door. Explain when it's appropriate to call 911 and practice what to say. For example, my name is. There is a fire in the kitchen at. My phone number is. Make sure they understand that prank calls to 911 are unacceptable and can have serious consequences. Keep a list of emergency contacts near the phone. Include numbers for you, a trusted neighbor, a relative, and their pediatrician. Now let's address the elephant in the room: strangers. It's a topic that can be scary for children, but it's one we need to discuss openly and honestly. The golden rule: never open the door to anyone they don't know, even if the stranger seems friendly or says there's an emergency. Rehearse a simple phrase like, "My parents can't come to the door right now." The same goes for answering the phone. If your child receives a call from someone they don't recognize, they should not engage in conversation. Teach them to say, "My parents aren't available. Can I take a message?" If the caller persists or makes them uncomfortable, they should hang up and tell you immediately. Remember, safety in numbers. If possible, arrange for a trusted neighbor or friend to check in on your child periodically. Knowing someone is looking out for them can provide an extra layer of comfort and security. Fire safety is non-negotiable. Children should never be left unattended with an open flame, and it's crucial they understand the dangers of playing with fire. Ensure they know how to safely use a stove or oven if they're old enough to be cooking or heating food. Always supervise them in the kitchen and stress the importance of turning off appliances after use. Next up, smoke detectors. These little lifesavers need to be in every room and tested regularly. Explain to your child what the alarm sounds like and what to do if they hear it. Practice a fire escape plan, including 2 ways out of every room and a designated meeting point outside. Finally, make sure they know how to use a fire extinguisher if necessary. Show them where it's kept and how to operate it. Remember, prevention is key, but being prepared in case of a fire is just as important. We live in a digital age, and even young children are exposed to the vast world of the internet. While the internet offers a wealth of information and entertainment, it also presents potential dangers. Establishing clear guidelines for safe online behavior is crucial. First and foremost, emphasize that not everyone online is who they claim to be. Discourage them from talking to strangers online, no matter how friendly they may seem. Teach them about the importance of protecting their privacy. Explain that they should never share personal information like their full name, address, phone number, or school name with anyone online. Regularly check their browsing history and online activity. Be open to discussing their online experiences and any concerns they may have. Finally, install reliable antivirus and internet security software on all devices your child uses. These programs can help protect them from malware, phishing attempts, and other online threats. Now, just because your child is home alone doesn't mean it's party time. Establish clear guidelines and expectations for their behavior. This might include limits on screen time, areas of the house they're allowed in, and any chores or responsibilities they need to handle. Consistency is key. Communication is crucial. Regular check-ins, either by phone or video call, can provide reassurance for both of you. Agree on a schedule and stick to it as much as possible. This allows you to address any concerns or questions your child might have and provides them with a sense of security. Finally, trust your gut. If you feel your child isn't ready to be home alone, they probably aren't. It's always better to err on the side of caution and wait until they're more mature and responsible. In an emergency, your child needs to know who to contact and how. Create a list of essential phone numbers and display it prominently. This list should include your mobile number, work number, and any other contact information they might need. Don't forget about local emergency services. Make sure your child knows how to dial 911 and understands when it's appropriate to do so. Rehearse different scenarios like a fire, a medical emergency, or a suspicious person at the door. Finally, designate a trusted neighbor or nearby friend as an emergency contact. This person can serve as a backup if you're unreachable and provide immediate assistance if needed. Safety isn't a one-time thing, it's an ongoing process. Regularly check and maintain your home's safety features. Test smoke detectors monthly and replace batteries annually. Inspect fire extinguishers to ensure they're fully charged and easily accessible. Check your home security system, if you have one, to ensure it's functioning correctly. Update any codes or passwords as needed, and teach your child how to arm and disarm the system properly. Finally, walk through your home with a critical eye, looking for potential hazards. Are there any loose cords, sharp edges, or unsecured medications? Addressing these seemingly small details can make a big difference in your child's safety. Those are the 10 ways to keep young children safe when home alone. Hopefully, everyone has gained useful knowledge from this presentation. Please subscribe to the channel and leave comments for feedback so we can provide even more valuable content in the future. Thank you for watching. Remember, keeping our children safe is a shared responsibility. By taking the time to educate ourselves, implement these tips, and foster open communication with our children, we can create a safe and nurturing environment for them to thrive, even when we're not physically present. If you have any other questions or need further assistance with child-proofing your home or discussing home alone safety, please don't hesitate to reach out. Your child's safety is my top priority.